Hey, it is Friday, July 11th, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on the West Coast. I am Brandon Beliso. This is Success Never Sleeps, where we as a collective of small business owners, in particular, martial arts school owners, we're just trying to figure out this thing called life. We open businesses because number one, we love the martial arts and want to impact lives. But two, and I think more importantly, is that we want to create freedom, financial freedom, right, with this business so that we can take care of our family, own a home, put them through college, save for retirement. You're not asking for these grandiose wish lists of things. You really are being a very practical, sound business owner. And that's what the show's all about. It's really about offering you information, discussions, topics, things that are going to help you become aware and move the needle, right? That's all this is about. And I'm grateful to the people that choose to be a part of this. I'm extremely grateful to my sponsors. So let's begin by thanking them. We have Toussaint, simply the finest to me well, one of the many martial arts suppliers, but the relationship I have with Gunny, the CEO, is very special to me. So I have a kinship with them. Market Muscle, Stephen Reinstein, he's my little brother. I call him that all the time, Stephen Reinstein. And what they do at Market Muscles, I think, is very progressive and cutting edge as a SaaS company. My studio, Tule, I love you, my brother. Again, somebody who I love dearly, who I believe in, and their products speak for themselves. If you need a CRM system, reach out to my studio. Kids Love Life Skills, we're growing again. We have a subscription-based model at $99 a month. You need life skills education. If you're going to position yourself as an investment for a child's future, not an extracurricular activity, you need Kids Love Life Skills. Minimal investment, maximum ROI on your return. And then, of course, my sister at LC Accounting, she's handled my books for close to a decade. Brilliant in what she does. She's a black belt in Kenpo, jiu-jitsu practitioner. Everybody needs a great bookkeeper. There's not a single successful people in this world that won't tell you, I have a great accountant and I have a great bookkeeper. Make sure that you take care of that in your business structure. Kin Creative, me and my brothers up there in Canada, we're working hard, creating new things. We just went very heavy on lead forms, right? When somebody opts into a Facebook ad, how can we own that real estate of where they opt in? What type of graphic, what type of information is going to inspire you to actually give us your information so we can pursue you and get you into the school as a trial? All these things, I work with these companies. I love these people. I wouldn't simply take on somebody as a sponsor. It's super important to me that I believe in you as a person and what you do. And I think that's what makes the It's Time group mentoring so special. There are 4 people, me, Marco, Jason, and Monique. We are all active school owners. We don't sit in a glass house and simply hypothesize what we did in the 90s and regurgitate it and put a bow on it because we need to get an ego fix. I'm going to say that passionately because I witness it all the time. You're trying to repackage and sell me something you sold me 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Right? Today's martial arts business has changed dramatically in many ways. As much as people don't want to believe that, it has. Just look at the advent of CRM systems. Look at the advent of BJJ and what it's done in 30 years on our industry. Look at UFC. Look at, we can go on and on and on. But if you don't recognize that fundamentally our industry has changed dramatically, especially post-pandemic, then you are being left behind. So I don't believe in consultants. I believe in mentors. We are with you 24/7, 365 to what color should I paint the school, to logo design, to systems, to culture, to social media, to best practices. All of it matters if you want to be a thriving, successful small business. And you can see all of us, plus the Kin Gang at It's Time Life Freedom. That's coming up November 8th through 11th, right here in Millbury, California. Right now, we have 10 spots opened at a $200 discount, roughly. Only 20 school owners for 4 days. It's not your 2-day seminar. I don't believe overall those work. I think they're great for social media posts. You eat some dinner, you take a pictures with the so-called legends in the industry, and then you go back and do the same old thing because that's just, instant gratification. You need the grind. You need the grind. So you spend 4 days with us, everything's going to change. 10 spots, put in the word freedom. When you go to brandonbeliso.com, look under events, put it in when you sign up for 4 days, and you can save that discount now. Only 10 spots at that price. Cool? All right. So what is it all about? Here we are. It's July. It is July, right? And with that said, everyone's reflecting on what we've done in the past 6 months, right? as an indicator of what the rest of the year is going to look like. We're looking at July and doing the different things we need to do maneuvering wise to make sure July is still profitable, because it is traditionally one of the harder months in our industry. And sure, like us, we have camps to supplement that. We're already registering people for after school. So the buzz is there, but you still got to take care of July. You got to take care of it, right? So we're going to talk about that today, what that looks like, right? How do we get all those people on hold back into the mix? Because we know it happens during the summer. People go on hold, right? I leave next week and I'm gone to Vegas, then Japan, and then different things. So for me personally, I'm mindful that people will go on hold. What do I do? What do I do? Right? Think about that. What do I do? Right? What do I do? So, how many of you put it in the comments? Hey, Bob, what's happening? As you come aboard, say hi. Tell me who you are, where you're tuning in from. Super important to me. I'd like to know you there. It's just really strange when someone says, I've been following you for years, and I go, but we've never met. That's real strange. But with the advent of social media like this, a lot of people can follow you, and you've never met them. So if you're here, say hi. Say hi. And if you're here, share this. Put this on one of your group channels. Let them know Success Never Sleeps is live and we got it going on. So we all have people on hold, right? We all believe that. And of course, so we deal with that fear that they're not coming back. And it's a very realistic fear, but it's, as they used to say back in the day, don't panic, it's organic, right? Don't panic, it's organic. So I think the first thing is to embrace people will go on hold. I can't tell you how many school learners talk to me year in and year out this time of the month, this time of year, and they're frustrated. They're frustrated. I'm like, hey, man, I don't complain when it's winter. I put on a winter coat. It's the same thing here. So what are some of the things you should do to shore it up when people go on hold during the summer? Number one, save for a rainy day. You do cash outs in December and all these special, deals to get this huge end of the year to make your numbers look good. Spread that money out over 12 months. Save for a rainy day. We had all the money coming in from camp, in February, March, April. We put that money aside because we knew our payroll would be bigger during these summer months, and we want to make sure that it's taken care of. You with me? So there's certain things we do to help relieve that stress and where we're not feeling the state of anxiety, because when you're in those type of places, you make bad calls, your vision is distorted, and you make a lot of mistakes. So I think what's very important is to understand this is what summers are going to be like. So what do I need to do first, to shore up everything? And that's save for a rainy day. Budget properly, set money aside on the good months, and recognize this is the average amount of money you're going to bring in July and August and during the summer months. So if you can do that, then your mind is clear, right? You're not panicking. Where am I going to get the money to make rent? When you reach out to me at the end of the month and you say, I need 10 new students, the first thing I say, no, you need to budget properly. And of course, in that mindset, it's what that doesn't help me now. Nothing's going to help you now. Anything I offer you is simply a band-aid. And you do not grow a successful business with band-aids. You with me? So save for a rainy day. We good on that? All right. This is a great one. In my call yesterday, the school owner said to me, the parents came to me and said, hey, is it possible to test my child before we go away this summer? And he went, that was a brilliant idea. So he actually tested this kid just recently, and the kid's got a brand new belt. What a way to send him off on a summer hold. That could be a really good solution, right? Imagine if you did belt testing in the beginning of June, hypothetically, right? Especially if you do these 8-week testings, January, February, March, April, May, June, right? So if you're an 8-week cycle, some people are like that. Maybe you're a 3-week cycle. So January, February, March, new belt. April, May, June, new belt. Sure. So by the end of June, everybody has a new belt and they go off on holds and vacation, and it's not a big deal. But we get out of school here on June 3rd. So it's much different here. We have to be mindful of that. So that may work for him, may not work for us. Think about that. Write it down. Testing people before they go on hold. I would certainly come back after that hold. I think the biggest anxiety that happens in our school is that when the kid goes on vacation, they're freaked out. They're going to fall behind. And with falling behind, All my friends are going to earn their new belt. I'm not going to earn one. I hate it. I quit. Or even worse, they make their vacation a pain in the butt for the parents because they're all stressed out. I'm missing classes. I'm missing classes. I'm missing classes. So we recognized that many, 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 many years ago. And so here's what we do. First of all, we line up our belt testing cycles with the school system. Pretty much. Stay with me. January, February, March, you earn 6 stripes, right? Because we have it set up learn week, then the next week we earn the stripe. Very simple system. Learn week, earn week. At the end of 3 months, you have 6 stripes on your belt. Then the 4th month, which is April, we do review, makeup, stripe, and testing. Now, stay with me. Someone said, man, that's a whole month of testing. No, it's not. We're discussing 8 classes, right? 4 of those are what? 4 of those classes are what? 1, 2, 3, 4 sparring classes, because that's their B day. If you're a once a week student, it's still 4 classes, right? So we have 4 classes to cover all 6 stripes, review, makeup, stripes, and testing. Oh, spring break at the end of the month. We just lost a week. So we're technically talking about 3. Same thing. Then we repeat the cycle. May, June, July. In August, last minute vacations. I know I'm gone. A good part of it, last minute vacations, makeup stripes, back to school, all of that craziness. Then we do it again in December. We're closed for a week. So when people come at me and say, hey, a whole month of testing, that seems like a lot. No, it's not. And when you're trying to administer belt testing to 300 to 400 people a location, that's a lot to deal with, right? So be mindful of that. So you come to us, right? Middle of June, school's just let out. No one's leaving on vacation the day after school lets out. That normally happens the end of June. So by the end of June, how many stripes do they have on their belt in our school? 4. So then the discussion comes, hey, we're going to be away and going on hold. And we go right on. Johnny, looking at your belt, you have 4 stripes on it, right? I guarantee you that when you get back from your hold, you will earn those other 2 stripes during makeup, review, and testing month. And you will graduate with your friends to your next belt level. That changes the whole playing field. Oh, so I'm not going to fall behind? No, you're not going to fall behind, sir. You go enjoy your vacation with your family. Dad, be super confident. When you come back from vacation, Johnny will earn those other 2 stripes and Johnny will graduate with his friends to their next belt. So that changes everything, right? I can't tell you. And we've even had it where parents were saying, my kid's driving me crazy. We're here in Hawaii and all he's freaking out on, he's not going to earn his belt. Is there anything you could say to him? I actually had that call. I'm like, whoa, okay. How can we head that one off at the pass? So do you visualize that? We already pre-framed Johnny for success. Before he ever left, we pre-frame it. Even if they have 3 stripes on their belt, right? Which we're really good about that. We just revamped the curriculum. So it's really, what is the word? Very rare to look out at a class and to see people with 4 stripes and somebody with only 1 stripe or none. Never happens now because the way our curriculum is designed, not only in Learn Week can we learn that stripe and practice it during Earn Week. Once they earn that stripe, the first thing we do is double back. And if anyone's missing the first 3 stripes or whatever stripes they're missing, we try to cover those the way the new curriculum designed. And that's been like innovative because honestly, I believe retention wise, if you come to class and you've missed a few classes, right, randomly, somebody has 4 stripes and you have 1, you are going to quit. You're on the fence. But if each 2-week cycle, Learn Week, Earn Week, during that Earn Week, once we cover that stripe and everybody earns it, I'm doubling back and filling in the gaps, looking at my class going, they're missing the first stripe. They're missing the 3rd stripe. He's missing the 2nd. I go back and get some of that. And then that kid who comes to class not only earns the 4th stripe in that cycle, but he walks away with the other 2. Wow, because we're able to double back and get it. It's just whoa. It's whoa. It's changed everything. But it required us simplifying the curriculum even more and slicing and dicing it in such a way that not only can we teach it to them, we can drill it, they can earn the stripe, and within that 2-week period, we still have a little amount of time to double back and get those stripes, makeup stripes. We used to have a makeup stripe workshop at the end of every month. Some people still do that, and I recommend it. There's no longer that need to do that with the new curriculum we're designing. That's been the most innovative thing with that. So, looking at people's belt at the end of June, I will tell you at least 95% have at least 4 stripes on their belt. The other 5%, at least 3. They may have missed one, but at least 3. And that's very palatable to be able to review makeup stripes and testing when they come back in August. So that was the first layer that really needed to be rectified, because I would attribute it to the reason people quit. Absolutely. They think they're behind. All their friends are going to earn their belt. They're inadequate. I'm not the cool kid. All my friends did this, and it's your fault because you took me on vacation. You don't want family vacation like that. You want to prime and set them up for success. Any questions about that? Put it in the comments. Next thing is out of sight, out of mind. Stay with me. Out of sight, out of mind. You have to find ways to stay connected with those students that are on hold, right? The most standard one is a text, sure, an email, sure. We like using the We Miss You postcards, and we have a system for that. I think they're gone. If they're gone more than a month, they get it at a certain date. If it's 2 months, they get at a certain age. So we're mindful of that. They get the You Did Great postcard. Now, they might be out of the country, and they're never going to see that You Did Great postcard until they come home. Nonetheless, kids don't get mail. And systematically, after your long vacation, to come home to a We Miss You postcard from One Martial Arts, and because you're a kid, it's probably the only piece of mail that you have. What a good day. What a good day. So the We Miss You postcard and all the retention postcards we use are at kidslovelifeskills.com. Take a look at them. We have a We Miss You postcard, we have a welcome postcard, we have a You Did Great postcard, and we have a birthday postcard. Now, off the subject for a moment, how does that work really well? Imagine if you're a brand new student. You just signed up. So you get your uniform and everything. A couple of days later, you get a welcome postcard. How freaking cool is that? And let's say it's your birthday month. Boom, you get another postcard from us in the same month. Oh, want to go a step further? Boom, you're going to get a You're Awesome postcard. Now, hopefully, you're not going to get a We Miss You postcard because you just started and you come into every class. But again, the retention postcards, which are handwritten, right? And we send them out systematically, are powerful. Tell me you're using postcards. Put it in the comment. How many of you have retention-based postcards? Tell me you do. Now, here's another great way to stay in the loop. Stay with me. We have really, really good curriculum videos, and I'm reshooting them now, and Marco's authoring them for me. I'm doing each 3-month cycle at a time, because if it's not right, I go back and reshoot it, because we're revamping this curriculum in real time, right? So we go teach it in class, crickets. That was awful. Good idea. Didn't work. Go back and revamp once again. So I'm reshooting videos in this 3-month cycle. It's standard practice. So I have 18 more stripes to go, the last cycle from September through December. And once I'm done with that, we have this solid white to black belt curriculum. I'm going to revamp my black belt prep, because they're not going to do everything in all 4 years for black belt tests. We're finding it's not necessary. I want to pull from the cream of the crop. Want to make that black belt experience just so much more, right? So much more. Unless they plan on being an instructor. And if that's the case, we train them anyways. And if they're teaching white belt curriculum or some of the other curriculum we're not going to throw in the black belt test, we can review that. You with me? We really want to make that black belt experience the cream of the crop, of everything they've learned. So with this new curriculum, it's just amazing. So what do? We send them whatever stripes they're missing. Talk about empowerment. This kid's sitting there, a little downtime. They're in an Airbnb in Hawaii. Mom wants to go get her nails done because they're there for weeks and weeks, right? So mom says, you know what? I'm going to put you on the iPad for 30 minutes. One Martial Arts sent me the 2 videos you need for the stripes you're missing. And I want you to practice for a little bit, okay? Talk about empowerment. I'm no longer filled with anxiety because of the unknown. I don't know these stripes, right? I can actually preview them and look at them, That's pretty freaking cool, right? But they have to be authored well. And with those instructional videos, they have to be designed to do what? Teach it. Now, at the end of that video, you could do a performance level, right? But when I see a video of you doing a pumze from freaking 10 yards away and you're not mic'd off and you're working four different directions, you face me, your back's to me, and all this other stuff, that is not an instructional video. And that I think is the huge miss that I witness all the time. Because I think the curriculum videos that sit on our app that people can access easily, that kids can use to practice are powerful. And I was able to audit that because my own kids use them. And I would watch my daughter Taya whipping out the iPad 45 minutes before class, cramming and jamming, right? And looking at that curriculum video and reviewing it. So, really good curriculum videos are vital to the kids that are on hold, as well as it's vital to your existing student body, as well as it's vital to your retention. Super important. But again, I think it's good idea, poor execution. And across the board, when I see people's curriculum videos, I got to call them out. Get a good Rode mic, right? I've got this Rode mic. This is the one I use. Everybody should get this. It's like a couple $100, but there's two. One sits on the camera, one sits on my lapel. Get a good Rode mic. You can hook it up to your phone, but it just cuts out all that echo. It sounds like you're right here with them, and it's powerful. It's probably one of the best investments you can make. Can you shoot this on an iPhone? Yes, you can. Couple of decent lights, shoot it in cinematic mode. You absolutely can. Shoot it this way, though, okay? Shoot it horizontal so it looks better at YouTube and stuff. But please promise me, if you don't have curriculum videos, it's something you're going to do. Put it in the comments. You're going to make that commitment right now. And then if not, also make the commitment that, all right, I'm going to double back and look at all of my curriculum videos. Are they shot in an instructional style? And then the third element that, especially with my BJJ buddies, they produce these curriculum videos and they're talking to adults. I am a kid-centric school. So we talk a little more in kid language that kids can relate to, they can understand. That's really awesome. Let's do this together, But I see, especially with my BJJ friends, all their videos, their instructional videos are more geared for adults. So that's a huge miss. You agree? You agree? So people on hold need good curriculum videos. And timing wise, let's say everybody's gone in July. What are we on? We're on red and brown stripe. Every cycle, the last two stripes are red and brown. We are going to send that to them. Here are the two stripes that you need. We look forward to seeing you in August, where you're going to earn your new belt. You're going to be hanging with all your friends, right? Right? You with me? So again, I'm very, very mindful that those curriculum videos changed everything. And we've revamped our curriculum 4 times in 25 years. So we've reshot these videos painstakingly, white through black belt, 4 times. This is, I think, my 5th one now. And it's very, very time consuming. Here was the big shift. I bought my own lights. I bought a really good Canon camera. I sit there and I'm not stressed out. I used to shoot these curriculum videos with a production team, 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. every 3 nights in a row because they were coming out of the Midwest because we can't disrupt classes. It was just not a good way to do things. Now I have the luxury, and I think my camera equipment altogether was about $5,000. That type of investment, so you could really hone down that curriculum and go back and reshoot videos, without worrying about pennies and all that. Please, in today's world of technology, you could put a good home studio together for a couple grand, really. And I highly, highly recommend that because if you don't have good instructional videos, it's going to hurt your retention, increase your attrition, and you don't empower the child outside of your school. Now, the comment I get consistently is nobody practices at home. That's not my problem. My goal is to serve my students at the highest level. So have I beaten that one enough? Because again, I don't think enough of us have great curriculum videos, so we can't use them as a tool when people are on hold. We can't use them as a way to communicate with the parent, right? That's super important. And our language is so simple. We are on Red Stripe 11, level 1. Go into the app, look at level 1, Red Stripe 11. It's that simple. It's not, Dragon playing with the melon on the, beach. It's no weird. And, I've got katas called Ripping Tiger and Phoenix Moves Gently and all that really cool stuff. It means nothing to a parent. Level 1, Red Stripe 11. Go into the app, look at Level 1, Red Stripe 11. Again, when we're sending that out to people on hold, it's great. If you're an instructor, you can look at people's belt and it works. Okay. So that's very powerful. Now, a school owner said to me yesterday in a call, and it was great. He goes, you know what? I decided to send Johnny a text, or might have been a video. And he said, hey, Johnny, we really miss you, sir. Can't wait till you come back on August 11th. And guess what? Mom responded right away. That was so nice of you to do that. Johnny's so excited to be back in August. Again, smaller school owners that have the bandwidth, go through your hit list right now, and start sending out those videos. And it inspired me. I think we're going to look at our hit list of everybody on hold. And I'm going to ask my instructors, whoever works with them in San Francisco, whoever works with them in Millbrae, I want you to stay on the clock for a couple more hours. And I want you to record a video and send it out to so-and-so saying, we miss you in class. We look forward to seeing you next month because we know you're going to earn your new belt. Again, that personalized service that takes it to a whole nother level is why people invest in you, right? People will quit if it's just a transaction. People will stay if they value the relationship. So especially when this is a very sensitive group that's on hold, because when we hit August, everybody's sitting there, biting their fingernails, wondering who's going to come back and who's not. Who's with me on this? So start putting a few of your thoughts in the comment. And I'm going to cover other things today as well, because I knew I could get through this subject quickly. And I just really wanted this to be the focus of what we do. And you can put in the comments, anybody that's here, some of the things that you do. What do you do to get those holds, to remotivate? And please don't tell me what I do is when they go on hold for a month, I stop their payment and I just extend it for a month on the back end. Or even worse, I keep charging them while they're away on vacation, and then I give them the free month when they get back. Neither of which I think are a good thing for me. It's not. I will put you on hold with an activation date. But the challenge with that is if we reactivate your membership and you're not coming to class and you don't come back ever, and then we're having this discussion, hey, we never came back. We forgot to call you. Can you refund us for the past 3 months? Because if you notice in attendance, we haven't been there. We used to have that happen to us, and that's our fault. We need to be on top of that system. If you're reactivating on this date, guess what? You're going to get an email flow. We look forward to you coming back. Remember, we're going to reactivate your tuition investment on this date. 1 week before, on this date. So if you can send them stuff like that and their intent is to quit, then it's on them. Now I can honestly say, man, I don't think I've seen one for months where we had to refund somebody, because we really, really try to stay on top of that. It's not the Disney experience for them. It's not the Disney experience for you when you have to refund money to somebody, right? And I will honestly say camp this year, we've had very few refunds. And that's a good sign that we really went in and revamped all of our camp structure, game-wise, team-wise, everything, to really correct what's going on there. You with me? Okay, cool. So before I hop into another subject, put it in your comments. Put it in the comments. What are your thoughts about people being on hold, and how do you treat that? There is still going to be a certain amount of attrition. There's going to be a certain amount of people that simply will never come back, right? Hopefully, you're not in a position to chase them down for money or refund money or do any of that. What are some of the unique things that you do to get people on hold to reactivate? Put it in the comments. How you doing, Bob, at Gold Martial Arts? And if you're here, tell me hi. Say hi to me. It's sometimes I think it's a little bit overwhelming. I'm kid you not. Somebody reached out to me recently and said, "Hey, man, I've been following you for years. It's helped my school a lot. Thank you for everything that you do." And I said, "Hey, man, reach out, talk to me. It'd be nice to know who's benefiting from the learning I'm offering when I pay it forward." Right? So put what you do, and if you're here watching, please put it in the comments. So another thing that I think is very important, a lot of people will do those, reactivation private lessons. If you got the bandwidth and you can do a 15-minute private to get that kid caught up, or a 30-minute private to get them caught up at no additional charge or at a very minimal fee, and you can get it booked ahead of time, you can share that too. Hey, Johnny, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Your first, makeup private lesson is going to be on this date at this time. We're going to cover those stripes, get you tested. You're going to be all good to go. So that's one that I think, if you have the bandwidth and you can do that staffing wise, to do that. Hey, Sasha, one of my heroes in Germany. Sasha has grown his schools to, I think you're at 3,000 members now, sir. He's building an entire academy for learning for people. I'm just so inspired. Sasha, you're a good man. You're a good soul. Some of the more intimate conversations we had back when if I may say kindly, when your wife had passed, I felt very privileged by you, sir, to be allowed to share that moment with you. I've never forgot that time. I don't know if it was Cozumel we talked about that in, or in Germany, but since then, I'm just so happy for the blessings in your life, sir. So if I can say that publicly, super proud of you, sir, and all the accomplishments. And now he's one of the big speakers in the industry. Sasha's out there impacting people all over the world with MA First and EFC. It's just so cool. So I'm very proud of you, sir, and everything that you've done. So another one is workshops, right? If you already have it written into your calendar, Makeup Stripe workshop. That's huge. I would be sending that, because you can't just say, we miss you, we miss you, miss you. Sending those out in texts, right? Sending those out in text. Hey, here's the Makeup Stripe workshop. Click this link to sign up, right? And you have several of those in play. Then I know, hey, I come back on this date, I can take the work. Oh, I'm going to miss it. We're still out of the country. No, then have another one. Have several of those Makeup Stripes workshops scheduled. And on a given Saturday with classes, it's not a big deal. We do classes from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. My guys take a quick lunch break. They come back at 2 o'clock and they do a Makeup Stripe workshop for an hour. So it only adds another hour to their day, another hour to your payroll. Not a big deal, but you're going to need several of those Makeup Stripe workshops. Now, here in America, we have Labor Day weekend, right? A lot of people don't come back until after Labor Day. Labor Day weekend, I think that Sunday is August 31st. Guess what? We are done with in-class belt testing, correct? We're done. So what if you're gone the whole month of August? Because you wrapped up vacation, you need to get the kids ready for back to school, and then you're hit with Labor Day weekend. Please have a makeup belt testing. Have one scheduled. I'm already having that conversation with my guys. And even if nobody shows, and you have to cancel it, the fact that you have it on the books, and I know I'm not coming back in August, it takes away a lot of anxiety. I know it's there. You with me? I know I have the luxury and the peace of mind. There's going to be a belt workshop to make up that for testing. Because even though I know the road is paved with good intention, August is Makeup Stripes review and testing in all our classes. What if I'm still gone in August? And then what if when I get back, I think we come back from Japan and my kids go to school 2 days later. They go right to school. So think about that, right? Promise me you're going to schedule a belt testing in September. Put it on the books, start promoting it, send it in a text to everybody on hold, right? So let's review that really quick. Before you went on hold, I already shared, you will earn the Makeup Stripes in August, right? If you can't make it in August, I'll have a makeup workup stripe for you in September and a makeup belt testing in September. Got you covered? Good. I'm going to know what stripes you still need. I'm going to send it to you via text and email with a link, right? To tell you to go into the app, look at these 2 stripes. Those are the ones you're missing. 3, I'm going to send you a We Miss You postcard. 4, you're going to get at least 1 text or automated emails that's going to say, we look forward. We're going to keep them in the mix all the way through. And if you got a birthday in there while you're away, we'll send you a birthday postcard. Now, somebody said that, and I understand. Well, I'm gone the whole time. They'll never get those postcards. But you know what it's like to come home from vacation. Your parents are going through all that mail, and you personally have a We Miss You postcard and a birthday postcard from One Martial Arts. Kids do not get mail. So again, you want to separate yourself. from all these businesses, that send kids birthday cards. Stop it. Stop it. I just did one. I have it here somewhere. We just did a direct mail piece. Now, I'm not big on direct mail. I'm not. But here in Millbrae, we're really starting to see, like when we opened the school, it was the only time I did direct mail to promote the school, that again, I don't market one way to 70 people. I market 70 ways to 70 people. So yes, when I look at my little pie chart in my studio, number one way that we get students is referrals. Number one. So every martial arts school should have a referral program in place. We give you $50. I just did a new flyer. It's in the emails. It's on the TV. It's hanging in the school. The problem with your referral system is people implement it. They don't have a systematic way to keep it fresh on people's minds. Automated. By the time they're a brand new student, they get the fourth email. Did you know? We offer you $50 off next month's tuition when you get somebody to sign up, right? So I think that's the challenge with that. Then second, of course, all of the community events that we do. We are present in the community, donating money, donating products, donating our time all the time. Facebook ads, big one. Google ads, another one. We're also using Nextdoor. Nextdoor is another one. Yelp. Yelp, we don't run ads at Yelp, but we pay for a premium service so I can update photos, don't have competition sitting on it's like a couple $100 a month. It's not a lot, but if you look at my Yelp page, now the only reason I say it, because it's one more way to market, one more way to market. And I think Yelp has cleaned up its act a lot. And when you look for restaurants, a lot of people here use Yelp. So again, it's just one more way to market. Nextdoor.com. If you're not using nextdoor.com here, you really should. You really, really should. It's one of the fastest growing local social media, and we can advertise there as well. And it's really inexpensive to invest there. Keep your Google page up and running. If I go to your Google business page and your last review was 3 years ago, bad day. Bad day, bad day. Bad day. You should constantly have a system in place to get reviews. Why do I say that? Go to Amazon right now and you're looking at a product. What do? You look at the reviews. Am I right? If you're looking for a great restaurant, what determines that decision? The reviews. Am I right? So we're in a culture that's conditioned to to get instant trust because of the reviews. Yeah, I'm going to take a step further. I saw this one that I thought was pretty cool. You'll love this, Sasha. It said, Google 5 stars. Below it, 200 reviews. Wow. All right. That's pretty cool. Because I will admit, when I'm looking at a product at Amazon and I see that it's got 4.5 stars based upon, 60,000 reviews, I honestly look at that a little bit more than I would just the 5 stars. Another step further, put the little Google icon right there. When I go to your website and I see you have reviews and you redid the review art-wise, right? So it fits the look and brand of the rest of your website. The challenge with that is I do not trust that review. It doesn't look authentic. So we will, when you do a Google review, go look at my reviews page at One Martial Arts. Little Google icon, little Facebook icon. That makes it valid. 2, we put your picture there. And I don't care if you put a picture of a flower in your profile. We will use the picture of that flower. Again, it's authentic. And we're really leaning that way. Stay with me on this, and you'll love this too, Sasha. I work with Kin Creative. I write copy. I design graphics. I consult this company. That's how I came aboard and I ended up staying on. And a lot of people don't know this. I was a film major in college with a music minor. I've been a graphic artist literally since I was back in the days in bands when I was a teenager. So I've constantly had my eye on this. And I'm fascinated by the whole digital media platform. So now I'm in the mix, not only as a consumer, I'm in it as an advertiser, I'm in it as a digital media company. So as I work with Kin Creative, this is the new trend. And this is for everybody, organic. Yeah. So don't hesitate to take your cell phone, as long as that you have a certain beginning, middle, and end to the post. Because I think the mistake is someone grabs their phone. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Marco. Look at those reviews. I love it, Marco. Look at that. See, you can trust that. This is my reviews page at Market Muscles. As soon as I get a new review, I go in and it populates it like this, right? You just pull down the menu, you choose Google, you cut and paste the review, and we physically upload the graphic of their profile picture. See, this can be verified, but you have those types of website where it looks all, just like the rest of the website. I don't trust it. And this, go to the kids karate page for a minute, Marco. Can you do that? Yeah, youth karate. So again, you need this type of verification. Take a look at this real quick, right? See the Google and the Facebook icons on top? In the old day, you would click on that and it goes somewhere else. No, that's just a JPEG. But scroll down further and you'll see right away we're already sharing where we stand. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Our awards are there. Our reviews are there. I love this page. I've worked so hard on this page. Look at that. All the awards we won. And I got to add the new one for 2021, but look at the reviews, right? Again, authentic. You need that. You need that in a world where reviews are just the way people behave, right? But it'd be a huge miss. If I was to reorganize this and make it look all, some of them are long, there's misspellings, everything. I don't mess with that. We leave it alone. But you can tell looking at this, Facebook, Google, they're authentic. Are you with me? That's super, super important. So if you are shooting videos today, still have an intent and a script. Don't do what I do with the car talks and ramble on, right? Sit there and start recording videos to promote your brand. Do that. Do that. And I think that's super important. Thanks for that, Marco. That's awesome. Awesome. So I think that's very important too, right? And I share some of this other stuff because I focus on what I can do in my business versus what I can't. And we can't help that people are on summer holds. We cannot. What we can do is better every aspect of our business. Now, we have two schools, close to 1,000 students. I don't teach in either of them. I teach in Millbrae once a week. So I really need to listen to my teams, right? We were panicking. I was, at least in February. Man, we're running Google ads. We're running Facebook ads. We're at Nextdoor ads. Our camps aren't booking up. And that's when TJ said, you know what? It's because our camps are stale. We haven't revamped the systems. We haven't revamped the games. We haven't revamped the life skills in years since the pandemic. He was right. So I went in there and I rewrote everything, just about everything, systems, everything, orientation, everything. And guess what? Our bookings are up because what's the best way to get new students? Referrals. What's the best way to get new campers? Referrals. And we don't have a referral system where we pay our campers for it. Duh. If we do it for karate, why don't we do it for camp? Next year, that's going to be a huge one. I'm going to add in. You refer somebody to our camp, they sign up for a week of camp, you get $50 off. Absolutely. We charge $500 a week for our day camps, right? So it's only to our advantage to offer something. What is that? That's like 2 students for a month, right? For 1 week, that one camper brings as much revenue as 2 students for a month. That's pretty cool. So next year, I'm going to have a strong referral in place for camps. Oh, you know it. You know it. So, again, I think the biggest thing people share with me is when do you sleep? Success never sleeps. If you really want to be successful, you have to be mindful that you are constantly going to grind. You're constantly going to work on your business. I mean, like I shared, Warren Buffett is 95 and he's just now stepping down as CEO. He's a billionaire. He could have went and sat on a rock probably 20 years ago and did nothing, but he has purpose. That's probably why he's lived this long. He wakes up every day and he loves what he does. So I think that's important here. When I stepped on that mat last night for my 1 class a week, I love being there. I am so optimal. I teach at such a level because I'm only doing it once a week and I know what my purpose is. I just love it. So I think that's the other part why you start missing things in your business because you don't love it. You might have fell into it, right? Your instructor retired and gave you the school or sold it to you. right? Or you just bought into it. I think the big thing is I love what I do, but I consider myself a very, very effective business person. I don't know if I'm a good one, but I'm very effective. I understand what it takes to be successful. And one of those things to be as long around as long as we have is change, right? You're going to go through changes, a lot of changes. And if you don't change your mindset about your summer holds, then you're going to continue to watch them not come back in August and September. It's going to happen. And if you don't change your belt system where it falls in line with the school district, their schedule, you're hurting yourself too. I have a client in Switzerland, Ralph Hodel, excellent martial arts. They do something like in Europe, 8 weeks, and then they go on vacation for 2 weeks. 8 weeks, and they're on vacation. It's like that all the time there. Some place that might be Germany is 6 weeks. Is it 6 weeks in Germany, Sasha? And then they go on vacation for 2 weeks, right? It's a little bit longer during summer, but I think overall, it kind of falls that way. Guess what we did for Ralph? We do an 8-week belt system. Yep. Yep. So again, working with this schedule and the clock of the school system has been huge to our retention because it flows with parents, their scheduling and everything else, right? And that's when we created in-class belt testing. I know a lot of schools will do the big belt testings every quarter in a gym and all that so they can highlight the black belts and do what they do. For us, it doesn't work. Our parents are so busy that to make them come in on a Saturday for their kid to belt test, not a good day. Not a good day? No, not a good day. So when we change that and it just falls in line with the regular class schedule, more people graduate to their next belt, more people are not inconvenienced and they're happy to do that. And we don't have belt testing fees. That's another big one. You want to hurt your school? I had one guy and he says, I realize I get the majority of my quits during belt testing because parents don't want to pay for it. You're nickel and diming them. That's another huge big sieve in culture. And I think, one of the more important ones is constantly revisiting that curriculum and designing it in such a way that it's palatable. We train 6 days a week, 4 hours a day, tournaments every other weekend. That's a rare breed. That's a very rare breed. So the schools that focus on competition centric, I don't know, 200 on a good day, at a location. But if you want to move up into numbers like where we're at, you got to meet people where they're at. That's it. And I don't think we're watering down the curriculum. Our black belts are still very good black belts. That's my personal value system. They're good black belts. But are they better people? I think that's important as well, right? So that's my take on how to get people to reactivate from the summer. And the new one I got yesterday, test them before they leave. Man, if I can pull that one off, if we can make that one happen, I'm going to have that conversation with TJ on Monday. This guy gave me an idea. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about that, Teach? And I'm also going to mention, giving a referral credit to people in camp that refer another camper. I think that's a great one too. But see, I believe my relevancy comes from my ability to be open-minded, my ability to say, I don't know everything. Or in the worlds of Walt Disney, when someone would bring a question or issue to him, you know what his immediate response was? What do you think? What do you think? Because Walt knew he didn't have all the answers. He knew he was a creative visionary, but he understood. I didn't build this ride. I don't maintain this ride. I don't watch people ride it every day. Tell me what you think, because you know more about it than I do at this point. See? So I think that's been a very integral part. And talk about valuing my team. When you can coach up people and listen, hear that? When you can actively listen to your team, that's huge on, team retention. And I'm proud to say the average team has been with me now 10 to 15 years. My core people, and I will continue to find ways to keep them with me, right? I don't think I posted, was it Steve Jobs or Richard Branson? I'm not sure who said that. Train them to do it better than you and give them a reason not to leave. Yep. And as I go off on this month of vacationing, right, and I know my team's going to make this thing rock. That's a good day. That's a good day. All right. So If you're there, say hello. Otherwise, we're going to start winding this big dog down. I love what we do. I do. I was talking to one of my mentees today, and his school's up to 160. Now he's looking to buy a home. He's getting married. It's beautiful. At the end of the day, when I know I can impact people's lives like that, I know I'm doing the good work, you know? And to me, that's just amazing. When you can do good work like that, way beyond whatever they could possibly pay you, and you're able to impact people's lives in such a positive way, you're doing the good work. But if you're not paid fairly and you're not compensated for that, you can't continue to do that, right? So I want you to think about that one too today in all of this. All right, so let's begin. Let's thank our sponsors, Marco. Again, all people I love, all people I work with, Tucson Market Muscles, my studio, Kids Love Life Skills, LC Accounting, Kin Creative, all people that allow this show to be what it is, right? They sponsor it, which allows me the time to do this for you. So thank you to all of them. And if you have any questions about their services, feel free to DM me. People do that all the time. I'm happy to hop on a call and talk to you about Kin Creative or what Kids Love Life Skills does. Absolutely. Any of them. Feel free to reach out. November. You got to be there. Sasha, you should come. You should come. November 8th through 11th. Right here, Millbrae, California, 5 minutes from SFO. 4 days. Not 2, not a 1-day seminar. 4 days. Intimate environment, 20 school owners. We get together, and they've come from Australia, Germany, Switzerland, Canada, and we really get down. We talk about wealth building. We cover your personal mindset, goal setting, systems, staff development, branding, culture, curriculum, all of it in 4 days. So myself and my special guests, you really want to be there. And if you sign up now and enter the discount code FREEDOM, you save $200 off. Love to see you, Sasha. Maybe bring out your team, Bob, everybody that's here. Take advantage of the discount. Sign up now, right now. Cool? Cool. And then my team and I would do it, I think anyways, just to be able to hang out with these people on a weekly basis and talk. Marco, Monique, me, and Jason. We're not consultants, we're mentors. So we're there 24/7, 365, one text away to help you with the dailies, the daily grind of running that business. Because I think really moving the needle, it's not the little things, it's everything. And it's kind of hard to do that when you're waiting for a monthly call, right? Or a weekly, a monthly Zoom. When you can text somebody there, the peace of mind to know that we're going to help you is powerful. It's powerful. Check out It's Time Group Mentoring, and Marco will put both of the links for that, for all of them. So, in summary, it looks good. July's looking good for most of us, and I think that's a new thing, right? Normally, July financially here is the toughest month for everybody. But I feel a sense of hope. I feel momentum coming out of June for us, right? We had our best June ever at both locations, collectively by about 30 grand, which I haven't seen in a while. So that's really good. And I hope July, I can tell you at the end of July, this has been our best July ever, even though July is always the toughest month in our industry across the board. And August is right around the corner. It's right around the corner. Cool. So I want to thank you for being here today. Thank you, Marco. I love you, man. Again, really, really, really think about joining us in November. I wish it was here. I just love doing it every year. And those 4 days go by way too fast, but it's such a wonderful experience. Cool. All right. So I am Brandon Beliso. This is Success Never Sleeps. Until we talk again, what are you going to go out there and do? Live your best life.